All right, you shower of bastards. Excuse me. Just wet my palate. Stephen, no China Minor tonight. Trust me, it's a waffle. There is no, it's just me talking pish. There will be no gameplay at all, though some might argue there is never any gameplay in any of my my videos. How the bloody hell are you lot? Anyway, Games Master, hands up who watched the Games Master reboot, I think they call it. It was on, what was it on? It was on E4. You can actually watch it on. You can actually watch it on. Yes, Stephen, you're more than welcome to talk about China Minor, but there's not going to be any gameplay tonight. Yeah, it's on E4. You can actually watch it. E4 have got their own YouTube channel, and so you can watch it in that. I watched it a couple of days ago. The guy Robert, I can't remember his name, fellow Scott. I actually thought he was pretty good. I like the fact that I think Trevor McDonald was quite a good replacement for Patrick Moore. Kind of got the same sort of gravelly voice. 8-Bit Steve's not a fan. I like the people like, well, I'm not quite sure about the co-presenters. Yeah, I don't really know why they did the co-presenters. I think what would have been good is having Robert Florence as the main presenter. But I don't see any reason why they couldn't have I don't know, brought some. Could you not have got Julian Rignall or Gary Penn or any of the sort of the originals? That would have been pretty good. Or even Dave Perry. Is Dave Perry going to get involved in the original? I think Daryl O'Brien should have been the Games Master. Yeah, I thought Trevor McDonald, I thought he was actually all right. But yeah, I think it would have been better if they'd had some of the original sort of co-hosts. That would have been pretty good. And for me, now I understand Games Master, they're trying to basically target the current market. They're trying to target the current geographic. And so with that in mind, they're not going to want to play Robotron or Sonic the Hedgehog or whatever, Chuck Rock or bloody China Minor. Yeah, so they've picked obviously modern games to appeal to modern people, younger kids. That's the only thing that I found. I mean, I'm not really. It was interesting to see that guy, that rather stout, I think is probably about the nicest way to put it. Rather stout individual who did the what do you call it? He did the Beat Saber challenge. But yeah, I'm not really much interested in watching them playing modern games. I can't even remember. Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah, they had these two girls who obviously they're coming. They're very modern. They had these two girls who are partners, which is great. Playing Call of Duty. Do I really want to watch people playing Call of Duty? Nah, not really. I will watch it. Of course, I'm going to watch it. But to me, it would have been better if they'd had if they were playing old style games. What they could have done is they could have gone way back before even the original Games Master and had like arcade games. I'm sure they could have got some sort of license agreement to feature MAME games. I don't know. But you know what? It's like anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Jaws, absolute classic film. Jaws 2, not quite so good, still good. Jaws 3, pile of wank. It's the same with Star Wars films. I mean, I think if you took the latest Star Wars films as films, standalone films, I think you'd be hard pushed to say they're not entertaining. But, you know, compared to the original 3 Star Wars films, they're just bollocks. Before I forget, in fact, Dale, he'll be able to tell me, yeah, I managed to get an Xbox. Hooray! Series X, I'll tell you about that in a minute. apparently, well, I know it's not apparently. Dale told me it plays 4K films now. My TV does display 4K, but other than watching a couple of YouTube videos that are 4K, um, I've got nothing to really watch in 4K, so that is a big part of the appeal. See, when you buy, my girlfriend's wanting to get me a couple of films for my Christmas, and she said to me, she's looking at, I think it's Empire Strikes Back or something, and it said 4K and Blu-ray. They're both one and the same. Is that right? Is that right? I think at the top it says 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray. So is that what I'm wanting to buy? If you can let me know. But yeah, I don't know. I think, like I says, Games Master, it's never ever going to be. It's never going to be the same as the original. It's like anything. It's never going to be the same. But I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I thought I did like Robert Florence. He's quite entertaining. Right, I've got a couple of questions. I have got Hee Haw to talk about tonight. I'm not going to be talking too long tonight because I'm getting picked up at daft o'clock in the morning. Going down to Arcade Club with a few people, so I can't talk too long. Right now, Dell's saying if you can please put, if you can put a wee Q in front of your comment, that way it makes it nice and easy for Dell and me to see any questions. Yeah, thanks very much for everyone that's tuned in tonight. I was down at the gym and I had my high voltage Iron Maiden t-shirt on. I was getting a few odd looks. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care one little bit. Nah, 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 nah. Right, yep. Like I say, Stephen, you're welcome to talk about China Minor. Right, Colin's asking, do you uh, do you like C64 demos? Absolutely, Colin. There's something really, really special about seeing, let's be honest, very, very limited hardware, something like the C64, and seeing just what it can do. I've actually got a game base thing which is all C64 demos, but I think my most watched video on YouTube is it's a, what do you call it? It's a C64 demo. I can't remember what it's called. Edge of Darkness, possibly. Can't remember exactly. Um, and you know what? When you see what people are able to do with the C64, it's mind blowing. I mean, they're getting more colours than it should display. I had a video. In fact, the video that I'm talking about, I think it's got a bit of the Prodigy Firestarter in it. And somebody, I can't remember who it was, said to me, yeah, somebody commented saying, yeah, good video, but that's on the Amiga. And I said, no, that's a C64, mate. And he went, no, it's not. And I said, it is. And he went, I don't believe you. So what I did was I used my phone and I actually I booted up the demo on my C64 down there. And I put a link to it and it says, there you go. And he goes, colour me wrong, or whatever it was. He says, that is mind blowing. Mind blowing. He says, I can't understand how they can get samples. Yeah, I think what he said was they loaded the samples in very, very quickly, whatever. But yeah, some of the demo scene back in the day was a massive part of the early days of computers. I don't think later on demos were such an important thing, but I mean, a lot of companies, it took a while for software companies to kind of get up to speed with what the machine could do. But these guys that wrote that did the demos, they were coming out with stuff that was mind blowing even back in the day. I mean, the demo scene when I had CompuNet, which was like a really early sort of internet for the C64, I used to download demos all the time. And if you get any, I don't know, I'm looking up there because they're up there. Zap 64 annuals. Is it Simon Butler? I think it is. He features some artwork, and it's incredible. it's absolutely incredible when you can see what can be done. And it's the same with like the Amiga and Atari ST demos. They were impressive, but there's just something that made them not quite as impressive because they had obviously, well, Atari ST didn't have a good sound chip. Wasn't a patch in the SID chip, but the Amiga had obviously specialised chipsets. And so getting an impressive demo, whilst was impressive, it wasn't as impressive when you consider the actual, the sort of the hardware it was running on. But some of the demos that you get on the C64 is mind blowing. So yeah, that was a kind of a long way, Colin, of saying, do you like C64 demos? Hell yes. Dale saying Rainbow Island Night Tonight. Is it? Hell, you're on the wrong channel, Dale. Steve, excuse me, hang on a little second. By the way, categorically the best sweet. I love chewy sweets. These are the Piste de Resistance Iron Brew Pastels. Absolutely wonderful. It is Iron Brew. Look at that. How delicious does that look? Yeah, 8-Bit Steve is not a fan of Games Master. I did quite enjoy it. Not a patch on the original Steve, but Colin Strain there, forgot all about it, watched it after this. Yeah, definitely worth a watch. It's 45 minutes. Right, Stephen. Stephen asking, is there any reviews of China Miner and Zap 64? I don't think there was, Stephen. Zap 64 came out in 1985. May 1985, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And China Miner, in fact, give me a 2 ticks, hang on. Courtesy of Panther. Pa-bam! Whoops a daisy, there you go. Bloody awful. There's Pac-Man, I don't know what the hell that is down the bottom. There you are. This came out in... Christ, that is wee writing. I think this came out... Ah, there you go. Can you see? Oh, hang on, it's kind of... It's gone all blurred. There we are. 1983. Right, wait a minute, I need to come out of shot and then come back in again. So hopefully... Come on, get... Right, it's still a bit blurred, doesn't matter. Yeah, 1983. So yeah, basically, China Miner Stephen, it was too early for Games Master. Games Master, listen to me, it was too early for Zap 64. So I don't think it was reviewed, unless of course, Paul and Moz might be able to tell me, unless of course it was reviewed later on, because sometimes they would review older games, but it certainly wasn't reviewed back in the day. Dale saying there, he watched it but came away disappointed. Yeah, the thing is, Dale, yeah, like I said, I don't know what people expect. If it had Dominic Diamond in it, then I think it would have been a winner. It's interesting. I wonder if Dominic Diamond just... I wonder if he just... It'd be interesting to see if he actually was offered the chance of doing the gig. Like that is... Why is that still blurred? Come on, focus. Don't worry. I actually look better, a bit blurred anyway. Yeah, it would have been excellent with Dominic Diamond, but there's obviously reasons. Dale saying Trevor McDonald seemed out of place. There again, Patrick Moore, did he not look out of place as well? I think he did. Right, Stephen saying, did Gary Penn not review China Miner? No, he didn't, Stephen. He definitely didn't. Dale saying it needed a retro section. Yeah, I think if it had some old games, it would have been nice to kind of Because here's the thing, youngsters. Now, when I say youngsters, I mean anybody that's probably 30 years old or younger. They're not going to even know what Games Master was, so they've not got any nostalgia yet. They've obviously targeted it. They've targeted the games at younger people. Yeah, the odd thing was, and you notice that the odd thing was the audience were all older. There was no kids. Games Master was kids, whereas this one was aimed. This one it was all kind of adulty people. Yeah, they featured new games. So yeah, that would be if I was to offer any kind of what do you call it, criticism. It would have been nice if they did kind of feature some kind of older stuff. Yeah, I mean it's true what you're saying, Colin. Games Master always featured up to date games. It depends who are they targeting. Who are they targeting? Colin's saying there the 8-bit had some wicked demos. I'm not really that sure about. I'm not really that sure about the Atari demo scene. I've not really got many at all. Dale Chanel sent a film. Oh, thank you very much, Dale. That is awesome. I think if I remember rightly, that's my first Blu-ray. Thank you so much, mate. That is very, very kind. Mark, whatever, got a fridge freezer for Black Friday. Can't wait to open it and see your face light up. That's one of my favourite jokes. Right. Okay, Dale. So wait a minute. So if I'm buying a Blu-ray, is that the one I need to go for? Is that the one I need to go for? So if you buy a 4K, do you get the Blu-ray one with it? Because technically, I don't really want the Blu-ray, or is that the way? Is that the way these games are sold now? Right, 8-bit Steve is saying the best game by Imagine in your opinion. Now it depends, Steve. I'm assuming you're talking about the original Imagine, the one what had cleaners driving Lamborghinis and what have you. Um, most of their games were absolutely pish. They were marketed brilliantly. They had really good artwork, but they're bloody god awful. You know what? Let me bring up my game base just so I can see. I mean, the one that instantly springs to mind. Now, saying it's my favourite game does not mean it's a good game. I would probably have to go for Arcadia. It was actually not a bad game, but yeah, I mean, and I think the version I would probably go for as well would be the VIC 20. That was actually a really, really good version. Let me just open up this just now. I'm going to have another one of my little sweeties because they're good. Oh, hang on, move that out of there. It's interesting that two of the worst software companies ever are quite close, alphabetically wise, Interceptor and Imagine. Yeah, I mean, Imagine did do a lot of games. Well, it was technically Ocean, and they bought the Imagine label. I mean, the Imagine, the Ocean Imagine put out some of the best games, in my opinion, for the C64 and probably the Spectrum as well. I mean, stuff like Greenberry, Hyper Sports, Year Kung Fu, Salamander. Absolutely brilliant games. Utterly, utterly superb. Arkanoid as well. But the original Imagine, I mean, what stuff did they put out? Addidums, Arcadia. For some reason, they called a lot of the early 64 games they were called blah 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 64. So this was Arcadia 64. BC Bill, pile of absolute wank. What else? Pedro. Oh, God. Yeah. Most of the early games are absolutely pish, but if I really had to play one, it would be Arcadia. Right, Stephen's saying he's got 2 Xboxes. One has 10,000 games in it. I'm presuming, Stephen, you're talking about the very, 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 very first Xbox. I've still got one downstairs. It's an awesome machine. Even I still think the games look really, really good in it. So yeah, I would never. And I've actually got one brand new. I bought one. Argos were selling them for 50 quid. I don't know when it would be. They were still getting sold brand new. The thing is, I paid 50 quid for it and I've never opened it. It's absolutely mint. It's never even been out the wrapper. I would probably struggle to get 50 quid for it, which is mental. But I'm a firm believer that in a few years' time, people are going to want them. But they're great. I love that's why I bought a spare one, just to kind of have it. Right, Dale saying it means 2 discs, one for 4K. Right, so can you buy, sorry for harping on about these discs, can you buy a 4K only version, Dale, or do you always get the Blu-ray? Is that kind of how it works? I mean, I don't mind having a 4K to be fair, but evening, Kevin. How are we, Squire? Mr. LFC Gamer and Vlogs is in the room. Listen, Kev, I was having a wee look at your channel, buddy. Nice wee channel. If you can put a link to your channel, then stick it in the comments down below. And please, folks, go and have a wee look at Kev's channel and support him. It's always really nice to kind of spread the love. Right, Dale Boy's talking. I don't know what he's talking. Yeah, Colin, the Middle Earth box set is also, they're talking away about something. Mark, whatever, I'll have the free up yet. I take it you mean tree. My tree is up. My Christmas tree is up in the loft. And it's going to remain there until about, I don't know, 3 weeks' time, something like that. Right, listen, before I kind of crack on with questions, I just want to kind of have a bit of a rant about something. Yeah, I got my Xbox Series X. If you believe the hype, you simply cannot buy anywhere. You just cannot buy anywhere. So I took it upon myself. I thought, right, what I'm going to do, because I had an app on my phone and it would ping a thing up every maybe couple of hours saying Smith's Toy Stores has got some Xboxes, and you'd go to the store and you would click on it and it would just come up out of stock. So I thought, right, it was a couple of nights ago or whenever it was, Monday night I think it was. I opened up the Smith's website and I went to the Xbox and it said out of stock, and I just kept clicking refresh at the top of the page, and after about 5 minutes it came up in stock, and I moved the mouse down, clicked on add to basket, and it came up they're out of stock. So I thought, right, you know what, by time I move the mouse from the top to the bottom, they're out of stock. What I'll do is I'll Google and see how do you refresh a browser with keys. Excuse me, and I found out it was Control F5, I think it is. Well, that's for Edge, whatever it is. Like bloke out of U2. So anyway, I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll do Control F5, and I'll have the mouse over the add to basket button. So I was going best track and field fingers, and after a couple of minutes, boof, in stock, bang, add to basket, get in there. So I had the one in the basket. Then it asked me to put my my address in. Typed my address in, proceed, boom, out of stock. I'm like, bollocks. But then I thought, well, hang on a second. I have technically still got this in my basket. So rather than come right out and then go through the whole rigmarole trying to add one to a basket, I thought I've got one in the basket. So I just did the old Control F5, in stock, boof, add your address, click, 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 proceed, bang, enter your payment details. So that was me one step further. So stuck my credit card details in, proceed, item out of stock. I thought, right, okay, that's fine. So back to the old two-fingered shuffle, Control F5, Control F5, Control F5, Control F5, Control F5, in stock, boof, payment details, proceed. Your order has been successful. Yes. So it literally it took me about, I don't know, it took me probably, I reckon 20 minutes from start to finish to get one. So if you guys, if anybody's watching this video and you're looking to get either an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, try that, because yeah, people are selling them on eBay for stupid money. I told my girlfriend, she says, "Oh, why don't you buy one and sell it for more money?" And I'm like, I'm not interested in doing that. I would not do that. I was actually tempted to buy another one, just to buy another one and then say to people, here, does anybody want an Xbox? There you go, give me what it's worth. I never had done that, but I thought, nah, but I'll not bother. But yeah, there you go. So that was my first, well, that wasn't a whinge as such, but that was actually quite a good thing. My whinge today was the Proclaimers were they're going to be playing next year. Now, I'm a massive fan of the Proclaimers. I've seen them a few times in concert. They're great, it's just them. They don't have any airs and graces about them. It's just they let their music speak for itself. So I checked online, was it yesterday at lunchtime, and it said that the tickets go on sale at 9 o'clock today. So 9 o'clock, I thought, right, okay, boom. And I jumped straight in, got 2 good tickets. And then I had a voucher, a Ticketmaster voucher. So I scratched off I typed in the number, and then there's a little 3-digit security code. You have to get a pen or a coin. So I scratched it off, and the last digit, there was something stuck to it, so I couldn't really make out the last digit. So I kind of guessed. I thought, right, 162. Yeah, okay, 162. Security code invalid. I'm like, oh, bollocks, 163. It took me 3 or 4 goes. Now, bear in mind, I don't know if you've ever bought from Ticketmaster, you've got this little timer that's ticking down. You've got like 2 minutes from start to finish. So this thing's ticking down, and I'm trying to get fucking 20 quid off the price of them. It eventually came up, voucher invalid. Apparently, it's only valid for a year. And the reason it's invalid is because I got it for a Christmas present about 2 years ago. Of course, bloody COVID came along. Everything shut down, so the ticket's no longer valid. So anyway, I'm right, okay, put my address in, proceed, card details. Then it came up, please fill in the missing gaps. Now, by this point, I think I was about 30 seconds left to go. So I went back up. Instead of putting my address, the address had gone in the wrong line. So I typed in my address again, went to do it again, and then it came up, address incomplete. Now, I had typed in my door number and address, and for some reason it had only picked up the door number. By this point, I had about 7 seconds. So I jumped back up, typed in my full address, boom, and then it fucking wiped me. It took me right back to a blank forum asking me to put my name and address. And at that point, it came up, time expired, your tickets have been passed to someone else. So I went back in, sold out, went to a different venue, sold out, spent about 5-10 minutes, gave up. So yeah, not happy. And it was all because of that bloody Ticketmaster thing being expired. It's a Ticketmaster website, and it's a fucking Ticketmaster thing that expired that caused me to miss out. So yeah, not happy. Anyway, that's by the by. Right, let's have a quick wee look. Right, Stephen, I don't know what you're talking about. Alternating flashing pixels to change colours. But you can't see flashing. Sorry, Stephen, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, mate. Ox is having dreadlocks tightened for preparation. Yeah, Ox is going down to Arcade Club as well. Desert Dream is a mega cool demo on the C64. Listen, is that quite a new demo, Colin? If somebody can, or if somebody could possibly send it across to me, Desert Dream, that would be quite nice to actually. Let me have a quick wee squint. In fact, do me a favour, Colin, if you could put a link to where I can download said demo. We'll watch it. We'll watch it just for a laugh. Paul's saying, I hear Alan's challenge game for tomorrow is Rainbow Islands. Yeah, yeah. Evening Toffee 20, how are you, Squire? Ox is saying he was impressed by the graphic and sound capability of the failed Enterprise computer. If they only got it released on time in 1983, it would have cleaned up. Yeah, the thing is, there's a lot of really good machines back that were out back in the day, even like the old Texas. But I think the reason the Spectrum one was because they had it at the right price. Yes, Stephen Dell sent me a video the other day there of Super Pipeline was released on the Enterprise. It's not a machine I'm familiar with at all. Oh, excuse me. Ah, right, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Seriously, Paul. So did Zap actually have that as a top C64 game? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you know what? You might be right, actually. You might be right. Ah, because I did do a couple of videos on issue 1. You might be right. There you go. I mean, you know what? The reason I've thing with China Miner is not because it's a bad game, just because it was so impossible, and that's why I started playing the game. But no, interesting. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, Dominic Diamond does indeed live in Canada. I used to follow him like on not Instagram. I used to follow him in what do you call it? I used to I used to follow him in like on Facebook. But I've kind of I've not kind of been seeing what he's been up to for quite a long time. I know there is a Kickstarter for or a crowdfunder. I don't know if it's a Kickstarter for what do you call it, the new Games Master book. It does look good, I have to say. It's got all the originals. It's got Julian Rignall and who else? It's got Dave Perry as well. So it's nice to see that Dave's getting involved again. Yeah, Kevin's saying there, it lacks a charm without like Dominic Diamond. That's the thing. Dominic Diamond did make he made the game or made the program. You know, it's like Queen without Freddie Mercury. You know. Neil saying there, if you're into retro books and annuals, there's one that was released in 2016 called The Art of Atari. You have a look for that, Ox. I mean, I have got a lot of retro gaming books, and I'll be honest, I've not really read them. But I don't know if I mentioned this actually. Probably not, because it's extremely dull. But I got new if I did mention it, please tell me. I got new contact lenses. Yeah, I did. I mentioned it. I mentioned that in some. What did I mention? It was a Sunday stream. Yeah, I got new contact lenses, so I can see. I can read small writing, and I can see distance. Happy days. Evening, Zerex. How are you, Squire? Hawkeye Pierce 1066. Back in the day, Arcadia was the first home computer game that looked anything like an arcade game. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay, it's not probably aged particularly well, but it was actually quite a fun arcade game. It was excellent. Right, Stephen's asking, did I ever play any Ultimate games? Excuse me one little second. Did I play any Ultimate games? The Ultimate, to me, when I think of Ultimate play the game, I always think of the ZX Spectrum. Now, I didn't have a Spectrum, my mate did, and I don't know why. I think because I thought it just looked like a toy. It just, I had a C64, and then when I first saw the Spectrum, I just thought it looked, I'll be honest, I thought it looked rubbish. I really did. And because it didn't, well, he did have a joystick. Yeah, I don't know. I just had no, I wasn't compelled at all to play the game. He used to say to me, "Do you want a shot?" And I'd be like, "Nah, it's okay." I just couldn't be bothered. But I always remember, I bought him. We used to buy each other computer games for Christmas. I can't remember what game I got, but I bought him Attic Attack on the Spectrum, and yeah, that is, excuse me, that is a damned awesome game. A really, really good game. I still love it. Still love it today. It's probably been eclipsed now by the C64 version. There was a C64 one came out a couple of years ago, and I think you'd be hard pushed to say that the C64 one wasn't the best one. But if I'm going to play it, it's always the Spectrum one. I just love the Spectrum sound effects. So even then, even though I liked it, I never really played it. So I never played any of the Spectrum games. I used to be quite jealous when my mate put like Night Lord on, and I was never a fan of. Never ever liked Saber Wolf. I don't know. I just didn't like the game. I didn't like the idea of the game at all. It always felt kind of too random. But yeah, Attic Attack or Attic Attack or whatever you want to call it, I thought that was a great game. Night Lore, like I said, I never really played it, but I was envious. I was jealous that I couldn't play that on my C64. It has now been released for the C64, obviously, and it's proof that the C64 can indeed do isometric 3D games. But back in the day, Stephen, I never played them. Then all my Christmases came at once when Ultimate decided they were going to be making games for the C64. Now I think any C64 owner would have been excited to hear that news. I know I certainly was. And then you got the absolutely awesome looking artwork. I mean, the boxes of the Ultimate games were just was absolutely amazing. And the C64 ones were no different. What was the first one? Staff of Karnath. Box looked amazing. It was quite a kind of big box, cardboard box, really nice artwork. And then I loaded the game, and I was utterly, utterly disappointed. I mean, the C60, not the C64, the games in the Spectrum just looked absolutely phenomenal. They really did. You know, they were standout. The graphics were amazing. And then the C64 ones had these massive, massive, big, expanded sprites. I mean, the backgrounds looked nice, and yeah, I don't know. I was wanting a game like what my mate had in the Spectrum. And then Entombed came along. Now, I think Entombed got a gold medal, if I remember rightly. And again, the blocky sprites basically put me off. I can't remember what else there was. Was it Imhotep? I think it was. I can't remember what other games there were. There was one. There was one you were on like a pirate ship or something. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the C64 games at all, Stephen. But I did, you know, now that I've got a Spectrum, I've got a few Spectrums, I've got emulation. I have tried to play Night Lord and what have you. I find them too difficult. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the C64 games, but I thought the Spectrum ones were nice. How are we doing for time? 42 minutes. We'll probably go for about 9 o'clock, I think. Yeah, as Dell says, please don't forget to put a Q before your question. You can get 4K only films. They generally are cheaper, but always check the back of the box or it'll stay 4K in blue. Right, okay. So basically, Dell, if it says 4K at the top, then we've got a 4K thing. That's fine. Great. Yeah, no worries, Kev. Like I says, pop your YouTube channel down below, Kevin, and please go and have a look at Kevin's channel. Carol, what's your gamer tag? Mainmeister. I am Mainmeister in everything. I remember I was going to sign up to one, I can't remember, it was a forum of some sort. And I definitely never ever been onto the forum before. And I put in Mainmeister, and some bastard had bloody stolen my Mainmeister, and I was utterly pissed off. Absolutely pissed off. There's only one Mainmeister, thank Christ, you guys are saying. Yeah, Carol, it's Mainmeister. Please feel free to add me on Xbox, Extreme Close Up. Ganini, Stardust. Wait till Al gets his 6 new Xboxes in the mail. Yeah, I did notice that. I've actually got the Rare Replay, and it is actually good, but I noticed it's one of these Game Pass things. So I've signed up to Game Pass, and I've cancelled it, but I've basically got 3 months. I think I've got until the middle of March for £1. There is apparently, now this is apparently true, if you go into the Argentina Microsoft website, buy 3 years worth of is it Xbox Gold? It's £30 a year, so you basically get 3 of them for 90 quid, and then you upgrade to the Ultimate, and apparently you get it for like £1 or something. So you end up getting 3 years worth of Game Pass Ultimate for like 90 quid, whereas at the moment you pay, I think it's £10.99. So I'm going to try that, but because I've already signed up to it for 3 months, I'm going to have to wait for that to run out. Yep, Stephen saying there, playing track and field back in the day helped you bag a console. It did indeed. No way, Steve. Are you serious? Are you seriously selling your Xbox? No way. Ah, bollocks. Anyway, I'm assuming, Steve, you're gonna, you know what, mate, you're gonna get more than you paid for it. You know, don't feel guilty. I mean, that's what they're going for. So yeah, if I'd known you were selling it, Steve, I would have been interested. But yeah, I'm sure you'll get rid of it. No problem at all. Do I mind if I ask you, Steve, why are you getting rid of it? Yeah, I am going to be. I'm definitely going to be selling my Spectrum next. I don't play it. You know, I need to go up to the loft to get the box down. I'm going to stick it on eBay and get what I can for it. You know, yeah, never use the thing, so I'm not quite sure. What, nah. Right. Yeah, I was Stephen Ornig was mentioning about colours or something. I'm presuming you're talking about that. Alternating flashing colours. It's a technique used to display. Yeah, very clever. ZX is asking, how is the storm at your bit? It's windy. It is windy. It was kind of sleet earlier on. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, apparently snow is forecast tomorrow, just in time for us to drive down to bloody Manchester. But anyway, Brian C is in the house. Evening, Brian. Now this, I know I've mentioned this a million times. I've got, I don't know, 3,600 subscribers. This dude here, Brian. Now I've met Brian a couple of times. Honestly, I've met him. I've met him the once. We've had a coffee, a couple of beers together. Brian was my second subscriber, the second ever subscriber. And I'm like your old granddad, your old uncle that repeats himself continually. Back in the day when I started doing YouTube, I was I think I was about, I don't know, a couple of weeks into the channel, and I put out a video, and I was playing a game of some sort, and it got, after about a week, it had 2 views. Basically, 2 people had watched it, and I just had one of these moments where I thought, "What are you doing? Seriously, what the hell are you doing? Why are you wasting time doing this when no bugger is interested? Nobody's watching it." And I thought, yeah, sod that. So I put up a little video saying thanks very much to everybody, all 2 people. I think I was up to 5 subscribers at that point, and I says, but I'm going to. It's been fun, but I'm going to knock it on the head. I don't see what point there is of doing it. And Brian commented and said that he'd really enjoyed what I was doing. He says, I really enjoy. I think he stumbled. Brian was actually my first videos, feature videos that I used to put were called Main Meister Mashup. 10-minute mashup. The Main Meister 10-minute mashup. And Brian was apparently looking for something else called a mashup, and up popped my video, and he watched it. So yeah, just with Brian saying to me, I enjoy what you're doing. That was enough. That was enough. Just knowing that one person was actually, they got a bit of enjoyment out of me talking pish, and that was it. And that's why I continue to this day. So yeah, like it or don't like it, but Brian is the reason that I'm sitting here at the moment. So yeah, how you doing, Brian? Nice to see you, buddy, as always. Toffee's asking, did you interview Dominic Diamond on the channel? I did. I was very lucky to get Dominic on. Oh, Christ, it's probably about, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, and I was stupidly proud because up till that point, Dominic Diamond did not. He simply did not do interviews. I was the first. I think there was one really early interview, maybe 3-4 years before, and then I had my interview with him, and then people like the Retro Hour and a few other people, they all got to interview him, but I got there first. And if I say so myself, it's one of the videos. It's not because he's probably the most famous person. It's got nothing to do with that. But Games Master was a massive part of my life. I loved it. Dominic Diamond was a bit a hero to me. And getting to talk to him, face to face was something quite special. And I think that we had quite a good bit of banter. I've listened to it a couple of times, and I've not listened to it for a while, but I was really chuffed. I thought it was quite a good interview. Dell's asking, hang on a second, let's move that down so I can see. In arcade games, after 1986, do you find you need at least £2 to get to level? Yeah, sod off, Dale. I have to say, I never got to play arcade games. I wasn't like you spoiled English people. I didn't live near arcades. I never, ever. I could probably, without a word of a lie, I probably spent in my whole, I don't know, 10 years of the arcades being a thing, I probably spent less than 50 quid because I simply never got to go to arcades. So I never got the practice like you guys. The only time I've really got to play arcade games is since MAME came along. And if Dell does get down to Arcade Club, I will wipe his arse at Berserk and Track and Field. That's not a threat, that's a promise. And I know you'll probably wipe my arse at everything else. But anyway, Dell's saying, even though I played a lot of Spectrum Ultimate games, my first Ultimate game, Jetpack. Sorry, I completely forgot all about Jetpack. That is a bloody awesome game. It's interesting that they never. I don't think Jetpack was officially ever released on the C64. I don't know why. There's quite a good version in the BBC, but they don't use the joystick. The joystick is bloody awful. Carol saying here, Attic Attack is on the rare replay. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go downstairs and play that after this, I think. Stevens Orrig is saying, I got a Spectrum and used it as an expensive door wedge. Nah, you know what? I love the Spectrum. I really, really do. I mean, I will always be a C64 fanboy, absolutely. But the Spectrum's a fantastic machine. It's got some awesome games, and a lot of games I would always play the Spectrum one over the C64. Yes, Staff of Del saying there, Staff of Carnath, the loading music mid-pause was the music theme from Creepshow. I didn't know that, Dale, but yeah, it was nice. LFC Gamer is saying, is it me or are older games more addictive than anything that's out there today? Because I honestly feel that way. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's very few games, modern games, that I would term addictive. You know, the problem is a lot of them. The majority of modern games now are just sort of third-person shooters. Yeah, old games had that hook. They had the difficulty. They were difficult to play. You know, you might last a couple of minutes, and then you want to put another 10 pence in, or you want to, put another credit in, whatever. And it was all about high score. And as I've said before, you never ever hear anybody, or at least I haven't, saying to you when a Monday morning come in for work, oh, you'll never guess, or you'll never phone. I would never ever post on social media to say I've completed, I don't know, Call of Duty 10 or The Last of Us. I would never do that. However, if I scored 1,000,000 on Robotron, I would absolutely put it on Twitter. It would go on YouTube. It would go on Facebook, because that's a bragging right. Getting high scores is a bragging right. You don't have that in modern games. Yeah, evening, Phil. How are you, my good fellow? Black Witch, that's the one, Dale. Yeah, that was the sort of pirate ship one I was talking about. Colin's asking, do I like light gun games? I did. I used to have. I've still got it, actually. You know what I need to do? Yeah, I've never even thought about that until just now. I've got my CRT TV there, and I've got my Dreamcast there. I need to connect up my. What do you call it? I'm just looking at Keith. It's Keith. I keep calling him Kevin. Keith, you'll always be Kevin to me, mate. Don't worry. That's not at all. Yeah, I used to really enjoy playing light gun games like on the PlayStation 2. There's one in the Dreamcast. Is it or is it in the PlayStation 2? Confidential Mission, I think it was. And then you had House of the Dead 2, House of the Dead 1. I tell you, House of the Dead has got the worst voice acting ever. It is bloody diabolical. It's hilarious. You know what? Let's just. I don't know if I've got House of the Dead in MAME. Let me just load it up. It is bloody diabolical. Carl saying, okay, cool. I'm Sebadude. Sorry, I'm not quite sure what you mean with that, Carl. I'm Sebadude. Like I said, Keith, apologies for calling you Kevin. Custard Horror is asking, can you play RetroArch on Xbox Series X? You can. Yes, you can. You've got to buy whatever it's called, the developer mode thing, and then you can install it. I did install it on the Xbox One, which I'll be selling. If anybody's looking for a cheap Xbox One, give me a shout. I did install it on Xbox One, and whilst it is impressive, it's just a wee bit too clunky. it is a wee bit too clunky. You've got to, a lot of games don't work straight off the bat. There's a lot of fanning about, and because of that, I've kind of not really touched it. I mean, it appealed to me to it appealed that it was quite appealing thinking that I could get a machine sitting under the TV and just play old games without any lag, because that's the reason I've kind of stopped playing the retro pies on modern TVs. The lag thing does annoy me. But yeah, you can absolutely, Custard. You can play RetroArch. There's a really good emulator. Can't remember what it's called. DuckStation, actually. Yeah, that's just come to me. And you can play PlayStation 1 games, and you can play them at like 4K resolution, which is pretty insane. Stephen's saying there, help stray cats. Yeah, there you go. If you want to, if cats is your thing, then please. Stephen's got a YouTube channel. I think he does help out. Help stray cats, support my charity. Little Tinkers Helpers. Good night to everyone. Take care, Stephen. Cheers, buddy. Carol's saying there, what is that? You can do the Xbox Live Gold via UK as well. I think the whole point, though, Carol, is you can get it for you get it as cheap as chips. Apparently, the Argentinian Xbox thing is so much cheaper. Steve, that is bollocks. Sorry to hear that, Steve. That is crap. Yeah, I hope things work out for you, buddy. Yeah. Oh, Paul's saying it's already snowed here tonight. Let me have a quick look. I don't think there's any snow at the moment. No, it's pitch bloody black. I can't see a thing anyway. Evening, Mr. Maxwell. No relation to what's his face, Robert. I hope. What do you mean you're a good swimmer? Yeah, sorry you can't get along tomorrow, Jamie. It would have been really, really nice to see you there. Let's have another wee squint. Evening, Todd. Did you work on Clockwork Aquario? I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Todd. Is that a game? If so, no, trust me. If you know me well enough, I am as thick as a bloody brick when it comes to programming and that kind of stuff. If you can let me know what that is, Clockwork Aquario. Thanks, Toffee. Great channel, mate. Nostalgia. Thank you very, very much, Squire. I do try my hardest. Phil saying he enjoys the mashups. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Yeah, Stephen's saying there, yep, the internet is massive. Sometimes it takes time to get noticed. Yeah, if there's anybody that's watching this video and you're just kind of starting out on YouTube, you've got to be patient. You've just basically got to get yourself out there. Don't put out too many videos. Don't ask for subscriptions or any of that bollocks, because I think that just puts people off. Just what I would say to anybody is pick something that you're passionate about, that people can see you're passionate about, and just be yourself, because I think a lot of the time people watch channels because of the person rather than the topic. Well, also the topic's going to be important as well, but if you're not a nice person or people don't like you, then people are not going to watch it. Yeah, Stephen, you're saying a Dominic Diamond interview. Just go into the search thing in YouTube and type in Mainmeister Dominic Diamond. I've been Toffee's saying there you should try and get the Bitmap brothers on. I do try from time to time to try and get people on. I was going to be talking to Richard Lifefiner of Palace Software, but it's gone a bit quiet. I mean, I contacted him and I said to him, can you let me know when you can come on? And he's never got back to me. So I'm one of these people, I generally don't chase people. If I've asked somebody, if they want to do something and they don't get back to me, I don't really chase them, because, at the end of the day, they may have changed their mind. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've messaged Martin Galway a couple of times. Well, I tell a lie, I've messaged him once. Or have I messaged him twice, possibly? And he's never even read my message, so I don't know. Rob Hubbard is notoriously difficult. He's not in social media at all. I would absolutely love to get Rob Hubbard on at all. On at all, I would love to get him on. See me, Jeff Minter. I've been trying to get Jeff on the channel for years. And I'll have, excuse me, I've got hiccups. Excuse me. Yeah, I would love to get Jeff Minter on, but he's notoriously unreliable. He doesn't read emails, he doesn't read text messages, anything like that. But yeah, if anyone's got any like contacts for Rob Hubbard, please let me know. I would love to get him on. So what was I going to do? What I was loading up something. What was the game I was going to load up and look at? What the hell was it? Yeah, oh, House of the Dead. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to see. I don't even know if House of the Dead is supported. House of the Dead. Ah, it's going to say it's not supported, isn't it? Ah, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Right, hang on. I'm going to try this just for a laugh. I was talking about how bloody awful is House of the Dead. Let's have a quick look and see if we can share this. Right, let's see if we can get it playing. This is fantastically bad. Oh, right, okay, hopefully it's going to play. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me, if I just enable, um, you get over there and stay there and behave yourself. There we are. Right, it's running like an absolute dog. Right, that's not running well at all. Right, I think, you know what? I think it's pointless. Yeah, it's pointless. I don't know why it's running like that. Come out of that. Right, anyway, don't to worry. Yeah, I was just wanting to let you see how bloody god awful it is. Listen, thanks very much to anyone that's or everybody that's joined me tonight. Always a joy having people in. Ah, right, sorry, Carl. Right, Seba dude is my gamer tag. Yeah, by all means, Carl, send a request thing across. What games have I got from Xbox X? Because I've got gamer tag. I've been playing a wee bit of Back for Blood. What else have I downloaded? I've downloaded Forza Horizon 4 and 5. But yeah, it would be good. I'm not a fan. Evening, Neil, Mr. Stealth Banana. Neil, by the way, when are you coming up to fix my stereo, mate? It's been sitting like that for a while. We need to get together. Right, Phil's asking, did you ever own or use any novelty joystick such as the Batman or Bart Simpson? No, I didn't. I remember seeing reviews of them. Like, was it the Terminator? There was a Terminator joystick, and there was what do you call it? Yeah, the Bart Simpson one. They were utterly unusable because basically they had this massive head is the thing you've got to grip, and that sounds a bit wrong, but yeah, they were absolutely pants. I've never been one for kind of gimmicky controllers. I've got the bongos for Congo Bongo, whatever the hell it's called. Is it Congo Bongo? Not Congo Bongo. What's that? What's that bongo game for the GameCube? I can't remember what it's called. It's Congo Bongo. Is it? I can't remember. But yeah, there was things like was it Samba de Amigo? They had maracas. There was a fishing rod. Is it bass or something? Super bass from Sega. Sorry for the noise, by the way. I'm not. Yeah. I'll just call you LFC so I don't get your name wrong. I remember my Dreamcast came with Sonic Adventure. I wish it was House of the Dead 2. Yeah, House of the Dead 2 on the Dreamcast is bloody awesome. Yeah, I think ZX is saying there you need a VPN for the Argentina Xbox thing. I'll need to have a look at it. My mate sent me instructions, but if I can save a bit of money, then why not? Paul is saying there, my favourite bad voice acting is Trouble Witches Neo on the 360. Never heard of that one. Dominic Diamond is indeed still alive. He's living, I don't know whereabout in, I don't know whereabout he is. I think he was it Quebec, but I'm not quite sure actually. Phil says, will there be any Mainmeister Christmas merchandise available? I don't know, about Christ, probably I would say probably about 8 years ago, for a laugh, I asked if anybody would be interested in a Mainmeister mug, and I mean they were sold at face value, whatever they cost, and I think we added on like £3 for charity. I think we raised about £40, and I think there was about 10 of them sold. Brian, who I was mentioning, my second subscriber, Brian bought 2 of them. I think Brian, in fact, if I remember rightly, Brian, your little avatar is my mug. I know a lot of channels have merchandise and all that kind of bollocks. I mean, I've never ever done it, apart from that one-off. If people really wanted something like that, I would do something just for a laugh. It would just be, I wouldn't make any money. I wouldn't be looking to make anything out of it at all. But if somebody really wants a picture of my ugly face, I mean, one of the guys that used to watch my channel actually made me that. There we go, Mainmeister. It's a one-off. I can't remember. Somebody actually paused. I can't remember who it was. Somebody paused their TV, and I was like that. I was pointing, and I just thought that's a really cool. That would make an excellent mouse mat. But yeah, seriously, I mean, I've kind of asked a few times if anybody wanted something like that. Give me a shout. I'll see what I can do. But there must be something better to spend your bloody money on than some tetchy old Scottish bloke. Steve's asking, how about a Christmas 12-hour special? I don't know. You know what? The fact that my daughter lives with me, and so I wouldn't really want to do a 12-hour special if she was kind of going to be here. I think that's a bit antisocial. But if at any point I get a chance over the Christmas period, I wouldn't promise a 12-hour. In fact, that's not going to happen. I would certainly do a live stream and something a wee bit different. But if you're new to the channel, you probably didn't know that we did do a 12-hour live stream last year. It was brilliant. It was really good. I had Panther UK. He was the sort of compere. He was my co-host. We had lots of people jumping in, It's still up my channel. Just type in Mainmeister 12 hour. It was a solid 12 hours. Loads of people, lots of the guys that watch the channel dropped in to say hello. We had, who did we have? We had Gary Liddon of Zap. We had Jim Bagley. We had John Studley, who's Pac-Man. John's had the perfect Pac-Man, quite a few of them. There's only, I think, 5 people in the world that have actually done that. We had Tony Temple, Miss El Command, arcade blogger person. We had Dave Perry, Games Animal. I had loads of people. It was great. It was really good. We also had the guys that did Lotus Turbo Challenge, Sean Southern and Andrew Morris. Really good. I think next year we will. I've spoke to Panther and Dale, and I think we will. I think we will try and get another one done at some point. Yeah, we'll have a. It's on my to-do list. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, Neil's asking, or sorry, Ox is asking, why can't we get Roger Keane on to interview? Yeah, you know what, Ox? I mean, there are so many people that I would like to talk to. It's just kind of getting round. I mean, you've probably noticed I've not been doing many videos off late, apart from the live streams. If I'm being brutally honest, I've kind of lost the momentum and the urge to kind of make normal videos. I mean, I have got a couple of videos there that I've still got to do the kind of commentary, and I will still do them, but I tend to just kind of be sticking to kind of live stuff now. It's more fun because you've got the interaction. Yeah, Paul's saying there, Roger Keane has got MLS as a stage. Yeah, I had heard that actually, so I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, Donkey Konga, that's it. I'm calling it bloody Congo Bongo. Don't worry, Ox, you're not going to see me play with my bongos. That's not going to happen. Sorry, I'm just looking at the. Yeah, Steve's saying there, merchant t-shirts as in level 2s for show-offs. Yeah, absolutely. Evening, Mr. Clancy. Jamie's asking, did any of you help kickstart the Games Master book? It's been delayed, but the updates have been great. I've kind of not. I've not. I was meaning. You know what? I think I logged in. I think I did a search, and I was going to support it, and then it was asking for my password, and I couldn't remember what it was. And I thought, oh, bollocks, I'll do it later on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, I'll be able to buy it later on. Ox is asking, China Miner, bollocks special edition. Listen, if there's enough people wanting it, I'm not going to do it for one person. If there's enough people wanting something, I'll see what I can do. Thank you very, very much, Cy Turtle. How you doing, buddy? Always nice to see. Always nice to see different people. Yeah, Ox is saying there, Gary Bracey. Yeah, Gary's awesome. Gary's, you know what? It's a well used cliche and things like this. You know, oh, he's one of the nicest guys ever. But seriously, out of all the people that I've interviewed, Gary Bracey is an absolute top bloke. He's such a nice guy. He's a genuinely nice bloke. He really is. I've interviewed him. Yeah, he took part in the 12-hour thing as well. I've met Gary. I've met him in real life. I met him down at Play Blackpool a couple of years ago. I'm going to tell you another one which all you guys have probably heard before. But when I was down at Play Blackpool, I saw Gary Bracey, and I'd never spoken to him before, and I thought, oh, bloody hell, I'm going to go and talk to him. So I introduced myself, and then as I was talking away to him, one of the guys that, that watches my channel, Tony, Tony saw me, and he appeared, and I could see him waiting to talk to me, and I said, all right, Tony, how you doing? And Tony turned to Gary Bracey and said, do you know who this guy is here? He's a legend. And Tony was telling Gary Bracey what a legend I was. I just thought that was hilarious. Gary thought it was quite funny as well. But yeah, no, Gary's a lovely guy. He's one of the good guys, really. Jamie's asking, right, what cabs? Yeah, I'm going to Arcade Club. A few of us, there's about half a dozen going down to Arcade Club tomorrow. It's going to be an early day, getting picked up with one of the lads. And then we're picking a couple of guys up in the northeast of England, and then we're going to head west down to Manchester. What cabs am I looking forward to playing tomorrow? R-Type, Track and Field, Rolling Thunder, Berserk, Space Harrier, Outrun. There's bloody loads of them. Donkey Kong as well. Yeah, absolutely tons, Jamie. It's a shame you can't make it, buddy. Right, listen, we're actually at the bottom of the comments. So listen, guys, I think that's about enough. I think that's enough me for one night. So I'm going to get going. So listen, thank you very, very much for dropping in tonight. Evening, Retro. How you doing, buddy? Retro Russ. Yeah, thanks for dropping in tonight. I always appreciate everybody taking the time to tune in. I will be along on Sunday. I've not decided what I'm going to. Yeah, it's going to be a Vic 20. It's going to be a Vic 20 special one on Sunday. So listen, if you're in the area and you can drop into Arcade Club tomorrow, it'll be great seeing people. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully the weather's not too bad. Just had a request from Sepa Jude there. He's added me as a friend. Excellent. So listen, guys, as always, have a great weekend. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you the next time. As always, cheers for watching, guys.